If you're an agency owner who's above 20K a month and you're tired of needy clients, not booking enough qualified sales calls on your calendar, and then those calls who do show up tell you, I need to think about it, I need to see the contract, I need to talk to my partner, or give you some weird objection. In this video, I'm gonna show you two things. Now, the first thing I'm gonna show you is how our clients are hitting anywhere between 50 and 100K a month while closing at 55% on their live sales calls. And so my clients, Caleb and Mo, did exactly that, went from 2K a month to 41K a month, closing 44% on their sales calls and collecting 10K in a single day. And my client, John, did the same exact thing. In the first 10 days of October, he collected $33,000 off of $700 in ad spend. His show rate was 89% and his closing percentage was 59%. And my clients Andres and Robert collected $25,000 upfront from mortgage brokers. Yeah, I thought the same thing. 25K upfront. And my clients Arjun and Jacob went from absolutely zero to 51K a month, collecting $22,000 weeks, hitting 10K a day twice, and closing 44% on their live sales calls in the solar niche. And actually, with Arjun and Jake, as a celebration of them hitting 50K a month, I just went and celebrated with them in Vancouver. And all of us that I'm talking about ended up going to Tulum and celebrating a lot of the hard work that we had put in for the past 3 months. And the second thing that I'm gonna show you in this video is how the top guys in the space are doing the same thing. So like Alex Hormozi, Cole Gordon, Joel Kaplan, Jeremy Minor, and people like that. They're doing it with something called the objectionless funnel. And here's exactly how it works. Okay, so this is exactly how Alex Hormozi, Cole Gordon, people like that are landing high ticket clients with the objectionless funnel. So what we're gonna go over today is how the way that you're landing clients and your sales process to actually acquire them is the reason why your clients are actually unhappy and end up churning. Number two, how the top guys in the space like Alex Hormozi are acquiring clients and how and why you need to leverage it as soon as possible. Number three, how Alex Hormozi ruined literally everything for marketing agencies, coaches, consultants, like high ticket with that book, $100 million offers, but how he said he would start one now and how he would go about implementing that. And then lastly, how to get rid of objections completely. Close at 50% plus by getting your prospects to make a decision before the call, not on the call. So I'm gonna come out and say it. The traditional book a call funnel, the cold outreach like VSL funnel where you just send somebody to a lead form and then a VSL and then like a landing page, like it's not gonna cut it anymore. It worked, right? But now everyone's so aware of what's going on. Like I said, it works a little, but it's not the most effective way of landing high ticket clients anymore. Think about it. The top guys, what are they doing? So Alex Hormozi, he just launched ads for his workshop. So his workshop is $5,000 and school, right? Because everyone knows he's an investor in school now. So let's even look at Gym Launches marketing. So I have their ad accounts pulled up. And so if we vaguely take a look at any of these creatives,
if you can make your first dollar online, or your first $100 online, your first $1,000 or $10,000, and you could start for absolutely free, would you do it? Well, that's exactly what these guys did, and 30 days later, here they are.
So we see that's exactly what these guys did, very, very focused heavily on proof. And then you can even see here, this is what Alex Hormozi's promoting, but it's on Layla's account, is free scaling frameworks. So if we look at both of these, like what the top guys making millions and millions of dollars, like are they doing a traditional book a call funnel with a VSL? No. Cole Gordon, one of the top guys in the space, for all of his offers, he has something that like originally really looks like a VSL funnel, but he has a few pivotal changes that like I'll kind of get into later, right? But if we start to look again at his ad account, we see a bunch of different creatives, right?
Coaches and agencies.
This one, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one that looks like this.
Sales is really just a transference of.
So that's a really different ad. We have everything, literally everything. He has probably 300 creatives up, right? Like I said, looks like a VSL funnel. It's not. I'll get into that later. Third person, Rich Fola. Now, if you don't know who Rich Fola is, he's the founder of Solar Exclusive. He has Turf Exclusive, Roofing Exclusive. He does $4 million a month across all of his agencies. And again, like we're gonna look at his, it looks a lot like a traditional VSL funnel, but he has a few small tweaks and changes, the same one that Cole Gordon has, that makes it viable, but not just only viable, thrive in the new era of marketing agencies, right? And so like, to an untrained eye, it can seem like it's just a simple VSL funnel. But then we have to think about like, why are these guys seeing so much success with theirs when the normal agency owner isn't? What I want you guys to look at is Solar Exclusive website. Now, websites usually aren't that important, but like in this case, it is a lot. And so like, just look at all of this. Look at all of this proof, all of this social proof, all of this professional done, we've met our clients in person type of thing. And the same thing with Alex Hormozi. In all of his ads, if you guys want to literally look up Alex Hormozi in the ads library, it's saying, this guy made this much of school, this guy made this much of school, this guy made this much, this guy made this much, our average person makes this much, right? Literally just proving that if you join a school, you will make money. Same thing with Cole Gordon, right? Testimonials, 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 and proof. And these ads right here, just showing that he knows what he's talking about. And so like the difference is they're all celebrities in their niche, right? And they build an insane amount of trust and authority prior to the sales call. Not during the sales call, prior to the sales call. And so in all of these examples, right, you see Alex Hormozi so much, you see his face so many times, you see that he's done it before, you know how smart he is, you know that he's done it for 500,000 other people, so you know that it's gonna work for you. Same thing with Cole Gordon. You see his face all the time, you see the content that he posts, you know that he knows what he's talking about. And then same thing with Rich Viola. Now, I'm not saying the answer is to post content and you have to have 1 million followers to like make money. It literally proves simple with Rich Viola. This dude, no one really knows who he is, but he's leveraging the same exact funnel and it's getting crazy results. And so Cole Gordon was literally asked how he built such a big name for himself. And his response was funny. He was like, when you spend $800,000 in ads, like people know who you are because his face has just been seen so many times. And that's the goal. Like the goal is to simply become a local celebrity in your niche. So he essentially created a marketing funnel where every single step of the way, he nurtured his prospects with a different type of like content-based asset. So like you see, if we look here, this type of ad is a lot different than this type of ad. And this type of ad is a lot different than this one talking about building team culture. And this one is a lot different when he's talking about how he can close better, right? And so like methodically and thought out, he's placing a different ad onto a different person's screen in a different stage of awareness. Now, let me explain. So he pre-handles every objection before they even book the call, right? Not before they like get on the call, then we pre-handle the objection, but before the call is even booked. So there's a few stages when it comes to marketing, and that's what I'm talking about with like showing somebody a different piece of content every step of the way. So number one is awareness. That's what they're just like getting to know who you are the first time they ever see your ad. Second is interest, when they start to show a little bit of interest in your ad, obviously. Consideration and purchase, and then like post-purchase, repurchase, and that would be like your bottom of funnel, which is like when they're buying from you and then looking to buy from you again and kind of having that conveyor belt where they just pay after they become a client again, like on a retainer or whatever. But essentially the top of funnel is where they just get to know who you are. The bottom of funnel is where they're getting nurtured, they're getting to know who you are. And then the middle of funnel, sorry about that. And then the bottom of funnel is where they're actually buying, becoming customers. And so essentially like Cole Gordon has all of that built out, and so does Hormozi, and so does Rich Viola, where literally in the top of funnel, we're placing very specific ads at our specific ICP's like screen. And then once we see that they saw those ads and they watched it for however many seconds, we're putting them with a different ad that literally makes them trust us more, shows that we're an authority, shows the testimonials we have, the case studies. Every stage of the funnel, now I'm not trying to confuse you guys, but every stage of the funnel, we send a specific piece of content to the viewer using content marketing, right? So before they even book, after they've seen an ad one time, we send a specific piece. After they've seen 4 emails or an organic reel, watch a YouTube video, we can send another piece. After they've seen your cold outreach, we attack them on Instagram and LinkedIn. And after they book the call, we can send something to their Instagram page with case studies, right? And so by the time they show up, they already know they're buying, and it's just a matter of how much it is. Google came out with a study called the 7-11-4 rule, right? And so essentially what the 7-11-4 rule is Google's research basically revealed that before someone buys from you, they need 7 hours of engagement with your brand, right? 11 touch points of engagement, and then 4 separate locations of contact. So if you can think of anything you've ever bought ever, that's high ticket. Think about like Iman Ghazi. Everyone knows who he is. All of the buyers that he gets like they watch his content for 7 hours on YouTube, right? They have 11 touch points, whether that's on emails, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's on Instagram, and it's 4 separate locations. And that's why by the time they're on the phone with Iman, they trust him so much, right? And it's like, how can we make an organic type lead, a referral type lead out of paid marketing or cold outreach? Because that's the question. We all know that referrals and also like organic leads, like they trust us, they respect us, and that's why the close rates on them so high, but they're not predictable. We can't create a predictable acquisition system with just referrals. We posed the question and got the answer to, how can we get a lead that's like a referral or like organic, but with predictable client like acquisition, right? And that's exactly what we did. So it could be 7 hours from long form or short form content on emails, SMS, Instagram, and Facebook, and we just need 11 different touch points there. So however we want to do it, that's what we need. Basically, we're trying to get that many touch points in that many hours before they even book the call. By the time they're on the call, it's just a matter of let's get this done, right? And so that's exactly what the top guys are doing. They're manipulating and controlling this rule so that their prospects end up trusting them before the call, like I said. And that basically allows you to close higher ticket because they trust you more, close higher percentages because they trust you more, and land better clients who are gonna get better results because they're gonna listen to what you say. So we implemented this for John. He's targeting SaaS founders. The first 10 days of October, he did 26.5K on Stripe and another 4K on a processor called WAP. So you see right here, that's 30K in the first 10 days. He's getting around like 8 bookings a day. And literally today he texted me, he's hopefully collecting 8K today. So if you want me to come in and do this for you, like implement this with you and guarantee you 15 high ticket clients along the way, click the link below. book a call with me or member my team and we'll get everything sorted. But if you want to keep checking out how this system works, obviously keep watching. So Hormozi talks about how can we make them like most profitable business? Obviously, how can we make the most money? And it comes down to two things. One is how can we land more clients? And two, how can we make our current clients worth more money? So it's either how can we get clients to pay us or how can we get our current clients to pay us more? So number one is just landing the most customers in the most effective way, right? The most profitable way. And the way we can collect the most cash and hit 100K months plus with one closer is ideally by having that warm, nurtured call in every slot, right? Think about it like this. We could have 12 calls on the calendar. I could be taking sales calls all day, having 6 show up, 3 are qualified. And then I end up wasting 9 hours of my day. Or I can have 3 qualified calls, 3 show up, and I close 2. Which one of those is more effective? How are we gonna make more money? One, because we're just making more money by having the more qualified calls. We're also gonna be able to focus on doing other things in the business, right? So I've seen businesses book 25 calls a day at 50K a month, right? Which is obviously nothing. And I've seen businesses book 3 calls a day at 200K a month. So which would you rather be? It's pretty obvious, right? Like which would be more profitable? Which would have the happier closers, making more money, working less? It's pretty simple. So we can both see that the one booking less, more qualified calls is the better option. And so like Warren Buffett said, if you find yourself in a chronically leaking boat, energy devoted to changing vessels is more likely to be productive than energy devoted to patching leaks. And all he means by this is if shit's going wrong and you need to change something, then we need to be very, very methodical and think, what is the highest leverage thing that's gonna make the biggest change in our business? We can't, as business owners, be stuck on calls for 12 hours a day and expect to grow, right? Because business owners, we're not closers. We hire closers for a reason. And no 7 to 8 figure business owner is sat and focused on taking 100 calls a day. So does Iman take calls? Does Hormozi take calls? No. They find people that are better than them at sales and delegate that, right? And so like that's how a business owner operates. They work on the business, not in the business. So making your sales calls trust you before the call, it doesn't only allow you to make more money like on sales calls, but it just allows you to focus on the most important things in your business, allowing you to free up that time, whether you want to focus on your fulfillment, make new ads, whatever you want to do. And so that allows you to grow your business and not just maintain it. And the second thing that we're talking about is how can we make our current clients pay us more? And it might be crazy to think, but the reason why your clients aren't the happiest right now, and maybe they are, but like odds are the reason if they're not, and they sometimes end up churning and charging back, is because of your sales process. So through your sales process, they don't trust you, they don't respect you, they land as a client and they're hesitant. So when they are a client, they're still like, oh, should I have even done this? Now you're just looking for reasons to be like, oh, maybe I should charge back and this wasn't the thing for me. But according to Sinaldi's principle of influence, establishing authority and demonstrating expertise can shape how clients perceive the value of your service. Literally just like if you're authority and they trust you, right, the value of the service will seem more valuable. And so if you frame the conversation effectively on the sales call, clients become more likely to trust your judgment and follow your recommendations, basically meaning they're going to get better results because they trust you, better results because they're willing to do what you say, and better results because they just trust that you know what you're talking about, because you do. So when we charge more and they trust us to close, they'll be more likely to listen to our suggestions. But more importantly, they're gonna realize that it's not your fault if they don't see success and it actually might be theirs. So it's like setting proper expectations on like how the relationship will go with your girlfriend. If you, the first date, you go get her a Go-Yard bag and you take her to Cabo and all this, like she's gonna expect that all the time. Same thing with teaching a baby not to do something, right? So like if we're saying it's okay for the baby to jump on the coffee table and shatter it, we don't either reward the good behavior or punish the bad behavior, we're never gonna learn. And so it's the same thing with a client. We have to set that expectation properly on the sales call in order to have that expectation throughout the client relationship. And so we implemented a system for Aria, Arjun and Jacob, and Caleb and Mo. So Aria did a 10K day, light 10K day. Caleb and Mo, 10K day. Arjun Jake, 10K on April 23rd, 10K on January 11th. Here, we're worried about 10K days, not 10K months. We say it all the time. So again, if you want me to personally come into your business and help you hit 10K days like these guys and implement this and guarantee you 15 high-paying clients along the way, click the link below, book a call, and let's chat.